Okay, I'm first starting off with some moisturizer to kind of prep my skin. I needed a moisturizer that was gonna keep all the oils at bay because I am using a foundation that's kind of tends to get oily on me. So that's what I'm starting with. But then I'm gonna do my eyes first because I might have some fall down. So I'm gonna using this purple eyeshadow. I'll put all the colors below because I can't think of them off the top of my head. But this is a NYX eyeshadow. The thing with this color is that you have to build it up over and over and over again. I should have used in like a white eyeshadow base, but I thought about it too late, and so it was long gone. So then I'm using this e.l.f. transition color, the contour color as my transition. You can also do this before, and I forgot how to do it. So then I added some more purple eyeshadow on top. Then I'm using this middle tone purple to kind of help with the crease defining. Using a darker shade, this is Indian Ink. The first one before that was Fig 1. This is Indian Ink, and I'm using that on the outer crease. And I'm kind of packing the color onto the outer V and then bringing it inwards. And just to make sure that transition is going smoothly as possible, I'm using that brown contour color again, and I'm brushing it kind of over top all of the darker colors that I used before. So for my brows, quickly, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hill Duo Powder in dark brown, and I'm kind of doing the same old with my eyebrows. If you want to see a more detailed eyebrow tutorial, I do have one. I'll link it in the bottom section. It was one of my most recent updates that I did. And with this beigey eyeshadow, I'm using that on my brow bone to kind of blend and complete the eyeshadow application on the lids. Now I'm using this Smashbox Under Eye Concealer Primer that I got from a friend of mine. I just saw it in there and I thought I would use it. I don't really remember how it wore, but I'm going to try it some more. Then I'm using some concealer first. I wanted to do the opposite, so concealer first, then um, foundation to see if it makes a difference. And I kind of liked it because I actually used way less foundation than I typically do. So I'm using a wet beauty blender to spread that concealer out. And I'm shaking up my face and body foundation to use all over the rest of the face. And you can see now that that foundation is way more of my skin tone, is a little bit deeper. I'm using these two yellow shades from the Anastasia line, and I'm using that underneath my eyes to kind of set all the makeup and also kind of keep that brightening effect. To bronze my face, I'm using the NYX Bronzing Matte Powder. I'll put the color below, I forget it. But I'm using that on the cheekbones to contour and also bronze at the same time. So again, I do this a lot with anytime I use a little bit too much of a concealer. I kind of run the bronzer along my nose so that there's a shape. Here I did a little bit too much, so I left it in so that you guys can see how I fix it. I usually would just take my beauty blender or foundation brush and just kind of tap it over all of the product that I used before. Then I'm using this highlighter Gold Deposit from MAC, kind of all over my cheekbones and on my cheeks. And then I'm trying this new Fit Me foundation powder to kind of set all of the other areas that I haven't touched with blush or contour or anything like that. And it also kind of highlights that contour underneath the cheekbone. With the Physicians Formula pen, I'm using this to line my eyeliner and create a little more of a dramatic wing than I usually do. So the thing with these pens is that sometimes you have to close them and shake them up a little bit to get the product, but for the most part, I feel like it lasts a long, long time. So these are really good pens, especially if you're first starting off. It kind of does the work for you. To line my waterline, I'm using a Milani eyeliner as well, and doing that on the waterline, so it kind of makes it a little bit more sultry looking. And I'm taking that Indian ink again underneath the lash line to just blend it out and kind of finish the look and tie it all together. At the inner corner, I'm using a color from a Too Faced old palette. It's just a bright pink color. You can really use any. And then I'm using Superb by MAC to hit the tops of my cheekbones and on my, what is that called? My nose bridge. And then I'm using mascara to kind of coat the lashes because I did have a layer of mascara already. Then this is a limited edition blush, but it's kind of like on the pinky bluish tone side, which I usually don't do on my cheeks, but I thought it would be a good fit for it, and I did that on my cheeks. Now I'm using Viva Glam 2 lipstick, which is very pale for me, especially right now. Actually, it's always kind of pale for me, but I like to use that when by adding a gloss on top. And so I'm using a Milani gloss that is kind of like on the nudish side. Oof, I can't say that. Nudish side. And then putting that on top, and that gloss just adds a little bit more dimension, and it makes it a little bit more wearable as well. So that's all of my makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for being patient with me as I took a week off, but I'll be doing more. Thanks for watching.